Hey everybody, thank you all so much for stopping by today to check out how I paint 1 to 35th scale US mid-war infantry. These guys are wearing the M37 wool trousers, the M37 shirt, and the M41 field jacket. Specifically, these figures are for a Battle of Italy diorama from Cori Italy. I don't know how the proper pronunciation is, but it takes place with the 3rd Infantry Division during May of 1944. Today we'll be painting up this 1 to 35th scale Dragon machine gunner. It's a lot of fun. This guide will not win you any prizes at a model contest. This is just for fun, but let's get started. So paints you'll need are aluminum, flesh colors. You're also going to need a dark green, as well as black for this guy because it's a machine gun, but also brown if you're having like an M1. You need khaki, tan earth, US field drab, leather brown, and if you're doing the 3rd ID for like a patch, you need dark blue and white. Also, what you'll need is a little cup of water, preferably warm water, some paintbrushes. I only utilize one of these, something to wipe off your paintbrushes on, and then something to put your paint in. So let's get into it. So starting off here, we're going to go with khaki. I like to do the blouse or trousers first. So whenever I put some paint in my little paint tray, I put a little bit of paint, get some water to dilute the paint. There's like the glazing method you can do where you do really thin layers of paint. I'm a father and I'm a full-time student, so I ain't got that time. I've got 12 figures here to paint, so we're going, we're just diluting the paint a little bit, just enough that it spreads evenly. You can get a good solid one coat over, and it doesn't look like too much. It's not too little. It's just right. And so as you can see here, I'm going through with my paintbrush. I'm gently stroking the paintbrush against his arm, his back. Definitely, I've been doing this for a little bit with the way I ratio my paint to water. It took me a while. I used to do the glazing method. It works great. It just takes too much time for me. So as you can see here, once you kind of learn and get familiar with the paint to water ratio, you can get the whole body painted in one go. And so now we're going to move on to the trousers. I'm using US field drab for this. Like before, just putting a little bit of paint in, going in with my paintbrush, adding just a little bit of water, and if you add too much, you can dry off your paintbrush, dip your paintbrush into the water you have in the tray, dry it off, and just kind of learn as you go. It takes a little bit, like I said, to get the ratio down, but for the most part, I can eyeball it pretty good. I've been doing this for 4 years now. I'm no expert by any means, so don't take that as me saying I'm an expert at all. This is just, I'm a dad, I used to work full-time, now I'm a full-time student, and this is just a quick and easy way to get the biggest bang for your buck in the sense of time. So next, we're going to go with that tan earth and paint up his leggings, his web gear, and his canteen. Go through here just like before, dilute the paint, and now I'm being a little more careful with how I'm painting. You see, I go through a lot more angles. I take my time a little more, especially with that web gear. I don't want that tan earth bleeding onto the khaki or the US field drab on his trousers. Alright, so if you guys didn't notice, after each paint color I go through, make sure I hit all the spots I wanted to hit. There's nothing drastic that I need to clean up. And then once I'm ready, I go on to the next step, which for this one is going to be the leather brown, doing his boots as well as his pistol holster. Up next on the chopping block, we've got the flesh colors. Now, when I was recording this, I had a little mishap, and the lighter of the two got stuck with old paint and squeezed too hard and a whole blob of it just flew out onto my napkin. So had to replace that. It happens. It be what it be. So I'm going to put down this new napkin, and then we're going to get straight to work. I like mixing. I don't like my flesh color too bright, like the brighter of the two. So I dull it down with that darker flesh color, and then just kind of go through and very carefully paint on his flesh. After I go through and I paint on the first layer of flesh, normally I can ratio it out that I don't need 2 layers. Sometimes I gotta do a little cleanup, which I will have to do for this figure right here. So I leave the flesh paint in the tray and move straight on to the black, which we're gonna paint up his Browning 30, as well as the pistol grip, which is exposed from the holster. Alright, so since we're moving on to a new paint color, I'm going to do a quick scan of the figure, make sure everything's good to go. There's not too much paint that I need to fix, which there is a little bit on his hands, but I already know I'm going to be adding another layer of flesh tone, so I'm just going to leave that be. And unfortunately, guys, I went to paint the helmet and the file got corrupted. So no video footage of me painting the helmet, but it's like anything else on the figure. Here, though, is a little different. I'm using just the very tip of the paintbrush, getting a little bit of that chrome paint off the little nozzle there, and I'm going to paint up the canteen. Alright, and that's pretty much it. That's a wrap. With the exception of painting on the third ID symbol on his arm, as well as giving him an oil wash, coating him with a varnish and weathering him a little bit. That's pretty much it. That's how to paint a very basic US infantryman who's fighting in Italy in 1944 during May. That's specifically what I'm going for. Like I said, this is third ID in Corey, Italy, and yeah. So the rest of the process for figure painting looks like sealing the figure with a varnish, throwing on an oil wash, which is what you see in front of you. I use oil paints and mineral spirits to make my own oil wash, and going back through with a brush soaked in mineral spirit, cleaning up the oil wash. That way there's not too much on there, but just enough to make it look good. So as you see here, showing off the half track and all 12 figures I'm going to be painting up for this diorama. If you would like to see some of my work, this diorama specifically, go check out my YouTube account. I've got diorama updates showcasing the build process, as well as hopefully soon will be the finished product. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, this will not get you any awards, most likely. It's just for those who don't have a lot of time to paint. They're new to painting and they want maybe some new methods or techniques. But hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned for more. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.